to our friends, viewers, subscribers, supporters out there. It's a beautiful Saturday in New York City, in Central Park. It's a little cloudy, but nothing, you can see. I'll give you a little taste here. That's what the sky looks like. It's not crazy. I mean, I don't have any direct sunlight right now, but what this whole effect is yielding is a very pleasant Saturday afternoon. What is it, 1:15? And yeah, so I'm out with the kids. There's Lenore. Hey, baby girl. Oh, are you ready for food? Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Oh my gosh, what? And then there's Smokes, just chilling, my little boy. So, hello. I was gonna tell you, let's see if there's anybody coming up behind me. That's the beauty of this. I can little rear view. Let's see. Yesterday, busy day. I did No Mercy, No Malice, and then hung out down at Vox Media for a while and did some work on my iPad while I was down there. It's like this, like I have an access pass to the building, but I'm not an employee of Vox Media or New York Magazine, so I don't have like an employee pass. I'm not an employee of Vox Media. I work freelance for Prof G Media, Scott Galloway. But the podcast is a Vox Media podcast. Meaning, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is that Vox Media doesn't pay me, Scott does. Scott's company does. Anyway, so I'm not technically an employee, but I go there to record. I'm outside talent. And I hang out there, if you follow Jerry Saltz on Instagram, you can see the videos he posts from those same offices when he's bringing out the donuts. And he's never there on Fridays, so nobody's there on Fridays. It's like, come to the office if you want to Friday at Vox Media. It's not just summer Fridays, it's every Friday. It's very deserted down there. So no Jerry, although I sometimes run into Wendy Goodman, who is the chief design critic there. I love Wendy. Anyway, it's so pleasant to sit there. Like there's the little cafeteria kitchen area with, sofas and tables, and there's little two tops, and there's like a longer table, and then there are loungy chairs and sofa, whatnot, whatever configuration you're in the mood for. And I sat at a table and did some work after recording No Mercy, No Malice, and it was just so pleasant. Really pleasant office design. It's kind of like a fancier, more sophisticated WeWork, because they also have snacks. There's like chips and fruit, and I had an apple, and there's coffee, there's juice, and all kinds of sodas. Anyway, so I sat there, did that after recording, and then I rode my bike back home. I ride down, weather permitting. And had to do some dog work and more work, and then I did Don Lemon's live show. Don Lemon's live at 5, or Lemon Live at 5, which he does every day here on the YouTube. And that was really fun. I didn't know what we were going to talk about right up until the minute. And it was really good. Love talking to Don. Smart, engaging. Like she just look at Lenore. She just wants to go after anything of a comparable size that comes near her. I think it's a protective vibe. And she's a little bit of a bitch. That's my girl. But anyway, Don Lemon's thing was great. Hopefully you got the notification for that. Really a pleasure and privilege to be on Don's show. You can always count on Don for smart, engaging, insightful, intelligent, adult convo. And if anything's going to bring the room down, that'll be me. So that was really good. Don was broadcasting from his backyard. I was in my apartment. It's not fair. It's got this sick place out in the Hamptons. It's beautiful. So did that, and then had to hightail it downtown to Soho to meet my friends MJ and Maria. Oh God, look at this helicopter shit. I just hate it. I met MJ, Mary Jean, and Maria, and we had a lovely dinner at Jack's Wife Frida. If you've never been to Jack's Wife Frida down in Soho, so good. It's on the corner of Lafayette and Spring Streets. And quite a scene on a summer Friday night. It's got a real sort of like La Dolce Vita kind of a vibe where, you know, you're eating, and we sat outside on the sidewalk. And it's got a real, Ciao Italia, La Dolce Vita kind of an energy to it, and it was really good. I had like a broiled cauliflower, not broiled, but what do people do with cauliflower? They roast it. Cauliflower is really having a moment where people are serving it like a cauliflower steak or buffalo cauliflower. I mean, it's like so good. Anyway, we had some of that. We had some fingerling potatoes. I had a little avocado toast with a fried egg on top. Fabulous. MJ had some kind of a salad and some fries. A lot of potatoes. A lot of carbs at the table. And that was good. Jack's Wife Frida, highly recommend. And then got up this morning, had to do some social media work. And I got to create some media around Scott's episode of No Mercy, No Malice that I recorded yesterday. It's an episode I really liked. I mean, I like them all. But some, you know, sort of hit me on a more personal level than others, and this one did. It's about hoarding. And Scott wrote about basically something that I've been thinking about for years, and how rich people, like really wealthy people, hoard money. And the question being, what the fuck is it for? Because Scott talks about this idea of hitting your number. And he hit his number, I guess, about 7 years ago, or like in the last decade, where you're set. Like you're all set with, like, you know, the kids' college money. There's enough for them. Like it's all set, and everything above that, whether it's collected interest, it's all passive income. Collected interest, income from rental properties, investments, and what have you. That's what he uses to burn, and then also to give away. You know, and he gives it away because, like, after that, it's like you make 10 billion or 10 million or 100 million. The happiness ratio between the $10 million money person and the $100 million money person, there's no difference. What are you holding on to this money for? Like, after you've got enough that you are no longer experiencing any financial anxiety, you've got financial security. So once you've taken care of financial anxiety and you can enjoy that exhale, everything else is gravy. Why hang on to it? Get rid of it. Give it away. And that's what Scott does. And I love that message. Like, what the fuck is Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk? Like, what is this shit for? What is this for? Bernard Arnault, the guy who runs LVMH, stylish fucker, has my favorite corporate uniform of all time. Like, what is all this money for? And he cites Mackenzie Scott, Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, and Melinda Gates, who are just giving away money the way women would, not looking for credit, not looking for, you know, look at the size of my cock kind of credit. And I love that message with Scott. And I feel the same way. I'll tell you something. I have had engagements and jobs where I make a certain amount of money and I feel like, God, if this was it, I'd be good. My needs are not complicated. Granted, I'm a wage earner. I'm not a passive income person. I'm still on the wage level. Probably, I don't know if I ever won't be, who knows. But one tries. But I want nice clothes to wear. I want to be able to go to shows and movies and travel once in a while and, you know, take care of housing and healthcare painlessly, and taxes, and I want to pay my taxes. I want to pay my fair share. That's the other thing with these ultra rich people. They pay a tax rate of 6%. Fuck you. Like, I don't need a shit ton of money. Like, it's not to say what I would like to do with money is solve, after my problems are solved, what is interesting to me is making more money to help other people solve their problems. Like, I would love to make sure that, like, my brother's kid is all set with college. Like, I'd love to take care of that. I would love to make sure that my mom in her twilight here is super comfortable. Like, we don't have to worry about it. Like, I would love that. You know what I mean? Like, and then friends, if they're in trouble, like, be able to take care of it. But I don't need 17 homes. I don't need a fucking Bentley. Like, I don't care. Oh, God. The shit people, like, at the same time, though, spend your money. Like, put it in the economy. I love going out to restaurants. If you're rich and you can afford it, great. If you enjoy cooking, fantastic. Good for you. But go out. You know, put some money in the pockets of waiters and bartenders and bus boys, you know? Or bus people, one should say. The wait staff, servers, that's the word. Go out and spend it and enjoy it, you know? Be careful, don't be reckless, but go out and spend. That's what I like to do. And bottom line, just, you know, earn more than you burn. That's it. Anyway, really, that was a long diatribe, soapboxy diatribe on why I thought Scott's message in No Mercy, No Malice this week was particularly good. It's called Hoarders. Check it out. Travel and philanthropy. I'm a 1099 boy, Joan. Let's see, M gets, for really rich people, it's not about the money anymore, it's about status, greed. Yeah, and it's about more. Like, the operative word is more. Scott nailed this. As someone with experience in addiction, I have a disease of more. You know, when I was in the throes of my drinking, like, for a weekend, is 2 liters of vodka enough? And I mean just for me. Like, it's all about more. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And I think the same is true for money. Interestingly, I think it's an addiction. It's a hoarding. Hoarders have an addiction. Physical, like house hoarders, have an addiction. Money hoarders have an addiction. Food hoarders have an addiction. Good girl, stay. Yeah, and I think rich people, like, you tickle that nerve, that center in the brain. You tickle that center in the brain that gets stimulated by, you know, that little dopa hit, and it activates something. It's addiction. That's what I think it's about. I feel like I'm mad all the time, dude. I punched a hole in a wooden door and I'm just so stressed, even the first thing when I wake up in the morning. Flo, if that's true, may I recommend meditation? Game changer for me. I still do it. I love meditating. It's time where you, in your own little mini micro personal one-person spa, your own little lounge, and stay relaxed. Sorry, guys. Lenore. God, why do people have to walk their dogs so close to another dog? I don't know. Anyway. Oh, Julie, come on, thank you. So if you're waking up angry and you're punching holes in doors, man, like, if you're drinking, maybe back off that a little bit, but meditate. Get some exercise. Exhaust that. You got to expend some energy. Exercise is great. And do something for someone else. And don't tell anyone about it. Yeah, do a Mackenzie Scott thing. Like, do something nice. Help a neighbor. Help an old lady cross the street. Take out her garbage and don't tell anyone. It's for you and that other person. Yeah, because I get it. There's a lot to be angry about. Best addiction is exercise. True. And I actually had a friend who used to go too far with exercise. He used to spend a little too much time at the gym. I mean, he was like super fit, not an ounce of body fat. He was like ridiculous. Like his body shirtless, like he looked vacuum packed, like that kind of fit. He looked great, but he actually went too far. He had to like pump the brakes on it. But it's a good addiction, I think. Let's see, I don't have much, but I do share when I can. Absolutely. It's about doing what you can. It's not about giving millions of dollars. It's what you can. Don't give more than you can afford. Let's see. Eating out is so expensive. I get it. I agree with you. However, it's not something you should, like, don't do it every day. It is expensive. But it's about balance. Make it a treat. And when you go out to eat, it's like, you see, you know, like Joan Rivers always reminded people who paid attention to her, she's like, you know, she had a real strong ethic about doing shows. She didn't like expensive shows. Like, she could have had a residency at the Carlisle Hotel. And she didn't want that. She wanted people, she didn't want to, like, be affordable for just rich people. And she did shows at affordable venues, and she did large ones too. But like, the point being, people are spending their hard-earned money. Like, they work really hard and they're spending their money on you. And it is your duty as a performer to give them a good show. And that's what Joan always believed in. I would say, you know, you work hard for the money that you've got. It doesn't mean you have to have a lot, and it doesn't mean you have to go to an expensive restaurant. I love going to the diner, even though diners aren't that cheap anymore. But like, I think I'm being pretty clear. Treat yourself once in a while. Not all the time. Don't break the bank. You know, if you can afford to go to, like, you know, Balthazar, or, you know, what are some other expensive? There's some expensive place. Great, by all means. Those people are working too. But, yeah, I think I made that point. Return your shopping carts to the corral. True. I miss eating fast food. I was just talking to a friend of mine last night. He said they said, you're not gonna believe I'm at McDonald's right now. I'm like, you are fucking kidding me. She says, I have not been to McDonald's in a decade. And she said, she had a like kind of a medical, like she had to fast all day for a medical thing. She's like, I just want to eat something. And then like McDonald's would be great after like a colonoscopy. Fucking go get some McDonald's. So I celebrate that. Yes. I haven't been to McDonald's, I can't think in how long. Let's see. Elvis reserved upfront seats for fans. As he should. That's great. Let's see. Forgot to ask. But what Saul? I don't know. Okay, I'm losing track. I'm just used to making money in my sleep and waking up to a lot of income, and now it's just paycheck to paycheck. It's okay. Make it work. Put a little away if you can. I don't make a lot of money, really. I don't really have, you know, a big fancy gig at all. I do this and the little side hustles I do. I'm a 1099er, and I get by by New York standards, really. I make it look like something it's not, but I get by. But I do manage to put a teeny tiny bit away every month into a savings account like that. Yeah, anyway, I've talked too long, so listen. Cutting alcohol went out. Yeah, I did that 22 years ago. You look exactly like my friend Mike Oxlong. Well, tell Mike I said hi. Presuming he's still around. If he's not, I apologize. All right, I gotta my bedhead. And I'm gonna go eat something, feed my dogs, and finish listening to, what was I listening to? The Political Scene from The New Yorker with Jane Mayer and the other two who hosted. It's a good podcast. It was a good episode. I was in the middle of that before I started talking to you guys. So I'm gonna get back to that. Let's see, I admit to judging people to how they treat service workers. Oh, I totally do. I totally do. I will not go out to dinner again, or I will decline offers to meet someone else for dinner or lunch or whatever again if they're rude to service people. Oh, I do not. I have no patience for it. None. Zero tolerance. All right. I love you guys. Thanks. Bye-bye.